3. Colbert converts again.
Outside to Clavel. Pull up, 20-footer. Good! Bounce past the Duffy's left hand.
They're watching CTV Sports!
Hello and a warm welcome to all of our viewers tonight. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of CTV Sports. I'm Olivia Landis.
And I'm Karlee Schwartzkopf. And let me tell you, we've got a lot of sports updates for you tonight.
Well then, let's start off with some men's basketball. The Colorado State men's basketball team earned its third road win this past Saturday against UNLV, 69-49. The win improves the Rams to 7-4 in conference play and officially puts the Rams in position of being one win away from first place in conference. Looking at some highlights here from last year will give you an idea of how the show went rolling. Senior forward Emmanuel Amagbo gained his 13th double-double of the season against the Rebels, leading the Rams with 22 points and 13 rebounds. Yikes, this guy is on fire. Senior guard Jean Clavel also tossed in an impressive 18 points and 5 rebounds, with 15 of those points coming in the second half. This guy seems to be a beast in those last 20 minutes. CSU seemed to be pretty solid on both ends of the floor, shooting over 45%, including 53% in the second half. Defensively, the Rams limited the Rebels to just over 30% shooting overall in the game. CSU also forced 10 UNLV turnovers that turned into second chances for the Rams. The Rams are back in action starting tomorrow with a game against Utah State. Tip-off time is 7 p.m. and will be televised live on Root Sports. Or you can catch it on air on the Colorado State Sports Network with Brian Roth on play-by-play at 102.9 FM. Now, Karlee, this team, third straight road win, and, they're just one win away from being tied for that first place position in conference. How important is it for them to do well continuing on?
It's definitely important for them to win this next game, especially when you have 3 road games that you've won in a row. This is the first time since Larry Stacey's first season with the Rams that they have won 3 road games in a row. So it's really mentally easier once you start winning a bunch of games. And defensively, CSU really stepped up this past game.
And, when you take a look at the stats, they are truly one loss away from being bumped down pretty far in conference. These next home games are crucial. They cannot lose at home again. Looking at some of the star players, Emmanuel Amagbo with his 13th double-double of the season, still leading the conference in double-doubles. He is one of the key players that's going to drive them to victories.
Yeah, absolutely. Emmanuel Amagbo is the most consistent player on that team. Another great player is Jean Clavel. He has played awesome this entire season as well. But Colorado State really does have to focus in on these next games. It's kind of weird. They find themselves, one game away from first place or one game away from last place. So that has put a lot of pressure on them, but they have done surprisingly well with that.
Yeah, they definitely did not get that nickname, the Magnificent Seven, for no reason. So we'll just have to see how they do for the rest of the season.
Definitely. And the Colorado State women's basketball team squeaked by with a 3-point win over the UNLV Rebels 44-41 at Moby Arena this past Saturday, February 4th. The first half of the game was a slow start offensively for both teams, with UNLV outshooting the Rams, and both teams combined for 27 turnovers in the first half. Heading into halftime, Colorado State took the lead 20-19. Once the third quarter rolled around, the Rams had its largest lead of the game, 32-22, where shortly after the Rebels then went on a 10-0 run, tying the game at 36 points with 4 minutes and 46 seconds remaining. Much like CSU had done against Boise State earlier in the week, the Rams knocked down key shots, allowing them to keep the lead during the fourth quarter. Ellen Gustafson and Ellen Nystrom were 2 of the players making those key shots, where both seniors finished the game with a combined 18 points and 11 rebounds. UNLV scored on a layup and a 3-pointer in between 2 CSU trips to the foul line, but Callie Kaiser and Stein August-Gulen combined to go perfect 4 for 4 on those 2 trips to the line to keep CSU in the lead 44-41. On UNLV's final possession, CSU forced a last-second miss from the 3-point range to seal the victory. Up next, Colorado State heads to the road to face Utah State at 7 p.m. on Wednesday, February 8th. Well, now comes our first break.
Up next, we have some football and track updates.
KCSU, your student-run radio station at Colorado State University. Live 24 hours a day, every day at 90.5 FM and kcsufm.com. Live local new music now, and news, talk, and sports. KCSU, the radio voice of Colorado State, on the air since 1964.
You're watching CTV, produced by Colorado State University students, bringing you news, weather, sports, and entertainment from campus and beyond. CTV live Monday through Thursday at 7 p.m. on campus and Fort Collins on Channel 11. Repeats at midnight, 8 a.m., noon, and 2 p.m.
The Rocky Mountain Collegian is your student-run news and information platform. Pick up your paper on campus or around Fort Collins Monday through Thursday with special editions Fridays. And check out collegian.com anytime for all the latest updates. News, sports, entertainment, opinion, and more. The Rocky Mountain Collegian, serving Colorado State since 1891.
College Avenue has been your student magazine for the last 10 years. College Avenue prints once a month covering topics that are relevant to the CSU and Fort Collins community. We also print special editions like the graduation guides at the end of each semester, the best of CSU each fall, and the orientation guide each summer. Look for us on racks around campus, off campus, or online at collegian.com under the College Avenue tab.
Welcome back from the break. And just when you thought we were done talking football, here we are to discuss signing day. Now, CSU head football coach Mike Bobo officially welcomed his third signing class last Wednesday, bringing in a total of 26 new athletes right here to Fort Collins. The signing class brings in players from 12 different states, including 5 junior college additions and an incredible SEC snag with Preston Williams, who transferred from the University of Tennessee. Taking a dive into a couple key commits that showed up this last week, we first see JUCO transfer Tyler Bjorklund, who spent 2 seasons at the College of Canyons in California. Bjorklund averaged over 25 points and over 316 yards per game and will contribute to the Rams' offensive line. Let's take a look at what Coach Will Friend had to say about Bjorklund.
He can run, he can get out and block in space and do those type things that was impressive on tape. He's here at mid-year also, which will be a great jump for him to learn what we do and to go through spring practice and to be able to get a grasp on the offense. And both guys have done well and are really high-character kids. They bring athletic ability and size to us, so we're excited about both of them.
Now, taking a quick snapshot of Preston Williams, the University of Tennessee transfer who began his career back in the 2015 and 16 season. This talented wide receiver caught 16 passes for over 240 yards and 2 touchdowns just his freshman year. Coming out of Georgia, this athlete was Scout's top-rated receiver and a 5-star prospect. Coach Terry Fair had some solid things to say about Preston.
Preston, being from Georgia and Lovejoy High School, also had that familiarity with Coach Bobo at Georgia, and they were after him real hard and developed a great relationship there. We talked on the phone, and everything went really well. He showed a lot of interest in us. We got him out on a visit, and he really vibed well with the staff. He really felt at home with our players, and I think when he saw what we were doing offensively and what Coach Bobo and the package that he had put together, and Coach Whitted and Coach Friend, he was excited about it. We've got some big-time playmakers on offense, so to get a guy like Preston here in Fort Collins is a big-time addition.
Fans can rewatch the signing day stream at ccrams.com/signing day.
Records keep falling for the Colorado State women's and men's track and field team. This past Saturday, February 4th, at the University of Colorado Open, Lorendo Hostin broke her third breaking record performance of the indoor season, clocking in a time of 8.13 in the 60-meter hurdles. Aaliyah Pete and Kelsey Bedard highlighted CSU's top performance in the field events, where Pete won the shot put with a mark of 50.0, the 4th best in CSU history, and Bedard placed second with a personal best mark of 61.95, marking her 7th best in school history. Headed onto the track, Gerald Mock led the distance side, winning the 3,000 meter with a time of 8 minutes and 13 seconds, and his teammate Grant Fisher finishing second with a time of 8 minutes and 18 seconds. Mock's time ranks him 9th all-time and Fisher at 12th. Track star Cole Rockhold finished 4th in the 1,600 meter with a time of 3 minutes and 57 seconds and is now ranked 2nd in school history, but is currently ranked 4th in the nation in the mile, right behind his 3 CU competitors who finished right before him. Up next, the CSU track and field teams head to Seattle, Washington for the Husky Classic. It's now time for our final break.
But when we come back, we've got a quick tennis update for you.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
After taking 1 loss and 1 win, both in Wisconsin over a week ago, women's tennis coach Jared Camerata seems to still be confident in his team.
That's right, and I was able to catch up with Camerata and get the inside scoop on what's to come. Welcome to Ram Vision's Women's Tennis Update with head coach Jared Camerata. I'm Olivia Landis. Coach, thank you for joining us again this week.
Thanks again for having me.
Yeah, so let's dive into last week's matches. You got a win against Milwaukee. Tough win on the road. How did it feel for you as a head coach to get that first win?
Yeah, it's great to get the first win, and I think it's great for the players. It's tough. Always getting that first one is very tough, and but then you can get on a roll and get going, and we had great fan support even on the road, so that was amazing.
Speaking of the fans, you did mention in both matches against Wisconsin and University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee that you had a huge fan turnout. Do you think your girls really build off of that fan support?
Yeah, it's great. I think they love having the crowd there, and it's family and friends for myself and the team, and yeah, it really helped us pull us through. We won some 3-setters, and it was great.
You guys did have a loss against the University of Wisconsin. How are you going to build off of that with the match coming here in about 2 weeks?
Yeah, we were close. In a lot of matches we played 1 good set, but to win a tennis match you need to play 2 good sets. So I think we just need to continue to persevere through the low spots in the matches, because those always happen no matter how well you're playing, and to get through those and continue just to play how we're playing, and we'll be fine by April.
Well, thank you to head coach Jared Camerata. That wraps up this week's Ram Vision Women's Tennis Update. I'm Olivia Landis.
Well, that wraps up this episode of CTV Sports.
Make sure to follow Karlee and I on our Twitter accounts and CTV Channel 11's YouTube page for current sports video updates throughout the rest of the semester.
See you all next week.